No being scared, Shayla.
I'm not. Yeah, because you're a snake girl.
That's right, you're a snake girls. You're my snake girls.
Oh, I'm touching your
Yeah,
nose.
you're okay. Let's take your hand away for a second. Let's take a look at this beautiful, beautiful ultraviolet. The rain is coming down here in Cape Coral, Florida. We're getting our typical afternoon shower, which is good because it's watering all my plants. I don't have to water them, although I already watered them actually earlier. But it's watering the grass and all that good stuff. Anyway, we got three, you're right, you heard it right, 3 clutches over the weekend on Saturday. Of course, as soon as Pablo goes home the next day, 3 clutches. I pulled them all myself. I'm gonna take a look at them. I'm not gonna tip my hand. I'm not gonna tell you what we got. I think it's the process of going through them, seeing the father, the mother, the potential babies, that's the exciting part. So without further ado, let's go into the snake room and see what we got. And so it starts, the ball python hatching season, or I should say the ball python laying season. We've been getting some hatching, but we really didn't have a lot of clutches. I mean, we're in July, or just pretty much almost here July, and we're just starting to get ball python clutches. Look at this beautiful girl. Oh my God, I've been waiting for her to go. I thought she was gonna go last year, she didn't. This is my super enchi, at least I think it's super, it might just be enchi. Hypo, disco, pretty sure there's disco in there. Disco's like kind of like fire. And she's 66% het rainbow, but she always looked to me to be special. So I held her back and I said, I'm gonna breed her to my rainbows and see if we can prove her out as rainbow, het rainbow. Obviously we hit no rainbows, but we're probably not going to, we're gonna find out that she's a het. And I'll show you the rainbow. I didn't breed her to my ultraviolet. I bred her to a slightly different male that I had, but it is visual rainbow. She seems like she's on a nice clutch of eggs here. Let's take a peek. Yeah, there's some nice ones. These look beautiful. Beautiful eggs for a first-time mama. Let's take a look at the daddy. All right, there's daddy. One of my first rainbows I produced. Visuals, that is. This is what I believe to be a enchi disco hypo hurricane, or it might be actually het hypo. I'm still attempting to prove that little point out. I'm not sure. I think he's visual hypo, and he's got 1 copy of hurricane in him. So he's not a super hurricane, which would make him the ultraviolet, but he's got the added disco gene in him, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna be proving him out now with this girl. Imagine we hit some super discos in here. Super disco hurricane, hypo rainbows, that would be pretty awesome. As you can see, these rainbows really hold their color. They stay nice and clean. They don't fade out like, like you would see a banana do, say, or some of these other genes. It's very, very, very clean looking. And this boy was just in with the female. I took him out because she was in shed. So, good job, Papa. We got 6 perfect eggs from this beautiful, beautiful girl. And there could very well, if she proves out to be het rainbow, 50% of these should be visuals. If we get no rainbows, then more than likely she was not het rainbow. And I raised her up for 3 years for nothing. No, I didn't. No, I wanted to get the super disco. So even if I hit super disco, hypo, hurricane, het rainbows, because everything will be het at the very least. I think I still scored well with this clutch. So the bonus plan would be hitting the rainbow. If we don't hit it, we'll still have hets, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there will probably want to pick up some of those hets anyway, because they'll be a lot more affordable than the visuals. And this is a hot project. I love rainbow. As you guys know, I'm really heavily invested. I've been doing this for a bunch of years now. I have a lot of rainbow stuff that is coming out on a regular basis, and a lot of people have been grabbing rainbows left and right from me. So I have some ultraviolets that I produced already this year that are going to be people are snatching up to. So I love this project. I just the great thing is I just think about what's the next thing I can put into it, and that's this is a great clutch. And if one crazy clutch of eggs wasn't great enough for today, I have another one. This is another project that I've been really nurturing for the last, I guess it was 3 years now. I produced this girl from a microscale clown bred to a banana and banana GHI Mojave pastel. So I had a GHI Mojave pastel female, bred microscale clown to that. Now microscale is it's kind of like one of the versions, there's two versions of the scaleless animals that are available. One's the microscale, one's the scaleless head project. Microscales have little beady tiny scales, and you can see this is a microscale right here. This is a GHI Mojave banana microscale, actually. That's head clown, this female. So if you get a super microscale, meaning 2 copies of the microscale gene, you get a scaleless animal. And we've produced some of those. I've shown you some of those that I produced from last year. And we hit our first ones. We have yet to make the super microscale clown, though. That's what we're trying for. So the scaleless animal that will also be clown. The great thing is that this female is also GHI Mojave, which is, you know, I love GHI Mojave. And so if we can produce a GHI Mojave banana microscale or super microscale clown, that would be the ultimate, penultimate. GHI Mojave bananas really look very purple when they're born. This girl was really purplish looking when she was born. And she obviously has that microscale gene, which makes the scales very small, gives it more of a high intensity look to her body. And I really think that the clown version of this is going to be insane. Now, I don't know how many eggs she's got. She's a small little girl here, so let's see if we can kind of like peek a little bit. It doesn't look like there's that many eggs there. There might be about 3 eggs, maybe. Is that all there is? I think we have and 1 slug there. I see a slugger, maybe 2 slugs. So there's 2 eggs that look decent. We're gonna pull her out. She is a small girl. There's another slug over there. So I think we got a bunch, like some slugs in here, and we got 2 good eggs. It looks like we'll pull this out and we'll determine what exactly we got. And hopefully those 2 eggs will be the 2 eggs that will do all the magic. You know, we have some big odds to beat, obviously, because microscale to microscale is going to be a 25% chance of having a super microscale. And then, of course, you know, we have a clown bred to a head clown that's a 50% chance of clown. So we have a better chance of hitting a clown, probably 1 and 2, than we do with the super microscale. But you never know. The gods may be gracing us today. All right, kind of a weak clutch. She did have the right amount of eggs, which is about, 5 or 6 is usually average for ball pythons. Problem is 4 of these are slugs, so these are no good. We'll get rid of these. This is what we call like a booby egg, because it looks like a woman's boob. It did have some vessels and a little bit of embryo, and this one also had a little bit of something in it. So it's possible those 2 can go to completion and we could get some babies from it. I wouldn't bet on it. They kind of look weak. It is her first clutch. She was smaller, probably next year. If we can beef her up a little bit, she'll have a better clutch, but it is what it is, Can't have home runs on everything, but these 2 look pretty decent, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll put them in the incubator, and we'll see what happens. All right, I wanted to show you that male that bred that female we just showed you. This is the microscale clown. So this is a visual clown. If you look at the head, it's missing scales, just like a scaleless head, but it's got these very small mini scales. We call that microscale. I just got bit by the female. This is my 4th bite today already by ball pythons. Ball pythons never bite me. 4 bites I've gotten, because I think a lot of these females are very defensive because they're laying eggs or they're about to lay eggs and they're in bad moods. Now this is the sister to the one I just showed you. Oops, just got bit again. That's the sister to the one I just showed you. This is the GHI Mojave microscale. So it's missing the banana gene. The other one had banana, so I mean, this girl probably will go too. She's small too, but I have a feeling she might go. Obviously I still have the male in with her. I don't think it's necessary, but I always just sometimes hedge my bets. You never know, because she looks small, but I didn't think the other female was gonna lay a clutch of eggs. I didn't think she was ready, but you never know. When you have a small female that have the age on them, because these are 3.5 years old, they can go even at this small size. Sometimes though, you risk not getting fertile eggs. We did get 2 for the last one, so we'll see if this little boy produces again. She's not in a good mood, this girl. I don't know if she's gonna go, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of times when you have sisters and you breed them, same male, you can get a clutch like within days of each other. So we'll keep an eye on this. This one would be a nice one too, GHI Mojave microscale. I'm dying to produce a GHI Mojave scaleless animal. I think they would look really cool. And of course, she's also het clown, so we could produce GHI Mojave clown microscales, so, or super microscales. So we got a lot going on here. The problem is these girls are just not that big. And our third clutch of the day. Pablo's been predicting this one for quite a while. He's been counting follicles and feeling follicles, and he said she was going to go. This is a really, really beautiful girl that I produced a bunch of years ago, 4 years ago actually more maybe. Yeah, about 4.5, 5 years ago. She's a scaleless head, Enchi albino. So she's got the Enchi, you can see that like bright little pattern, that's Enchi albino, and she's scaleless head. You can see the missing scales on her head. She's not microscale, she's a scaleless head, so that's the other line of, a lot of people think they're the same, but I don't, you know, who knows? Because this girl does look like she's got little microscales. Who knows if they're the same or not? I think they're compatible. I've tried to breed them together, and I didn't get a viable clutch, so I had slugged out. But we'll try it again at some point. But so this girl is one of my favorite albinos of all time. She's just absolutely beautiful, and she's sitting on a clutch eggs. I haven't even peeked at them yet. Yeah, these look good. Those are good eggs. And we bred her to a scaleless head Enchi albino. This was the first time we used this boy. He was a visual. He's actually her son. So rather than use a het like we've done in the past, I wanted to increase my odds because I have yet to hit the scaleless head, or I should say I have yet to hit the scaleless albino. It looks like we can even hit a scaleless Enchi albino. That's what we're trying for. Haven't hit it yet. I think this might be the clutch to do it. It looks like we have a lot of good eggs. Everything's going to be albino, so all we have to do is hit 1 out of 4. 25% chance, and we get a scaleless albino. So that's going to be super exciting. We're going to pull this girl. We'll see her eggs. We'll check her eggs out, and we'll get back to you. All right, there it is. Another 6 good eggs. So we got 2 really good clutches, which had 6 nice eggs, good embryos, good blood vessels. I think I really have a good feeling that this is going to yield us a scaleless albino for the first time. Super excited about that. I got some. I mean, that's one of the things I always wanted to produce, a scaleless albino. If you don't have one scaleless animal in your collection, then you're not a real ball python collector. You can do whatever you want, but it's always cool to have one. If you don't want to breed them, you know, I like breeding them and producing different cool stuff, but it just keeps me excited. But even if you didn't, just have one, just to show people. Because I'm telling you, when people come over to my facility and I show them around and I hand them a scaleless ball python, they go crazy. They're like, holy, this feels so cool. And so for me, I'll always have a couple scaleless. I might not have 100 because just there's no reason to, but I definitely will have a couple because they're just cool to hold, and my kids love them, and they're like it's like having a hairless cat. You don't want to have 100 hairless cats, but it's kind of cool to have one to show everyone. It's like kind of like a conversation piece, so to speak. So 3 good clutches. We're going to throw these in the incubator now, or we're going to place them in the incubator very carefully, of course. And 60 days, we're going to have a lot of babies. All right, guys. This is Shayla's petting the Super Orange Dream ULTRAMEL CRYPTIC.
And it doesn't bite.
It's not biting right now, but if you scare it, it might.
Yeah.
This is one of our nicest orange, Super Orange Dreams ULTRAMEL CRYPTICs we
It
produced.
almost looks like an orange.
It does look like an orange. It looks like a pumpkin orange.
Yeah.
But
It actually looks like an orange.
kids are really loving it, right, Ari?
Yeah.
Right, Logan?
It looks cute. Guys, stop being scared.
Shayla, are you the only 3-year-old that's been bitten by snakes and doesn't care?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been bitten by the largest snake ever.
Yeah, you were bitten too, a couple times.
You know, too.
All snakes can bite, right?
Yeah, well,
Even the nicest ones.
not all.
All right. Well,
Except for the rhino rat snakes.
I wanted to show you some spectacular snakes after seeing those 3 clutches that were laid. This is one of our best from 22. Guys, we're going to be looking at these snakes. This is one of our most recent litters, or clutches as we say, and they're shedding. Look, this one's in the middle of shedding right here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you caught it. Very nice. And this is one of our rainbow clutches. These are awesome rainbows. We call these ultraviolets because they're... Yeah.
I saw one of those
They're
ones.
very nice.
I saw one of those ones. I saw one of those ones head covered by the rudder.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look. This is one of my favorites right here. Look at that. This is a super hurricane.
I like that one.
Hypo,
And
probably,
that
and she
one,
had
and that
rainbow.
one. That is so scary. And that one.
Yeah. And sorry, we don't want to. We're rocking the table, Shayla, again. Here's the one that's shedding actually, and that's another one that's really high expression hurricane. We'll let her pull it off on her own.
Wait, that's a girl? That is a girl. Oh, good.
Now here's a really nice ultraviolet, super hurricane, hypo enchi, Mosley super enchi, rainbow. No screaming. You can't scream. There's no screaming allowed in the snake room.
I want it, actually.
Only if you get bit. These snakes don't bite. These are pretty mild and mellow. Look at that orange head. What a beautiful head that is. There's some shed that came off already. One of the snakes, right? See how beautiful they are when they shed for the first time. You can see their true colors.
Dad, can I hold this?
Really nice.
When they shed, they're shed and like sometimes turn into.
There's another ultraviolet we produced.
It's inescapable.
These are beautiful. These little
These
ultra.
are inescapable.
These are the visual rainbows, right? And these are the non-visual rainbows. So they all came out beautiful. This was a great clutch. All right, we decided to bring the ultraviolet outside just so you can see its true splendor and that purples. The purples really don't come out unless you get the real sunlight. No being scared, Shayla.
I'm not. Yeah, because you're a snake girl.
That's right, you're a snake girls. You're my snake girls.
Oh, I'm touching you.
Yeah, you're okay. Let's take your hand away for a second. Let's take a look at this beautiful ultraviolet.
All of you.
The purples in this thing are just outrageous. I mean, I love it. I mean, the coloring in the natural sunlight is just unbelievable with this. And we'll wrap up today with this spectacular little baby. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. You got to see 3 clutches laid. I told you we're going to get it. We have a late season. Things are coming late, but I think I have a lot more ball pythons are going to be laying eggs. We're going to be having babies all the way into December, I have a feeling. Certainly hatching into December and into the new year probably. This is the latest year I've ever had. I don't know what's going on, but as long as we get them, that's all that matters. And so that was fun. Then, of course, my kids came home from school today, and we filmed a little extra because I wanted to show you some cool stuff. And they wanted to see, when they want to see snakes, you got to show them snakes. They're my snake girls after all. All right, guys, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, hit that like button. I'll see you back tomorrow morning.